full fat dairy. How is that a health food? How's that going to boost my chances of having a healthy pregnancy? Well, there's a massive difference between the conventional dairy that's in the grocery stores that's been pasteurized, homogenized, coming from cows that have been raised in confined cages, fed corn and soy and pumped full of vaccines and who knows what else. There's a difference between that and then having raw dairy from your local farm. Now, I talked about them briefly, but the Maasai people of Africa, they are a culture that have thrived for millennia, eating nothing but blood, meat, and milk. And they do something pretty unique that we can really learn from. They prioritize feeding their men and women trying to conceive raw dairy 6 months leading up to conception. Dr. Weston A. Price noted that the girls were required to wait for marriage until the time of year when the cows were on the rapidly growing young grass and to use the milk from these cows for a certain number of months before they could be married. They knew that this food was a fertility boosting food and that it would really improve their chances of becoming fertile. Because not only is full fat dairy full of all the nutrients that we talked about earlier, the vitamins, the minerals, the protein, the fat soluble vitamins like vitamins A, D, E, and K2, but full fat dairy in particular appears to be uniquely beneficial because it's been shown to help raise luteinizing hormone and lower testosterone in women. And luteinizing hormone is important for women because that's the hormone that directly releases the egg from the ovary, causing ovulation to occur. So if your luteinizing hormone isn't high enough, then you're not going to be ovulating properly, and that could be a major reason why you're not becoming fertile. So if you want to try becoming a little bit more fertile, eat a few more egg yolks, try a little bit of beef liver, and include a little bit more full fat dairy, preferably raw dairy from a local farm, or if you can't get that, try that pasteurized dairy. This is a low temp pasteurized dairy. Get the whole full fat dairy because that's where all the nutrients are going to be. That fat, those fat molecules that haven't been homogenized can really help to increase luteinizing hormone. Not to mention the full fat dairy, not talking about the skim milk, the gross skim milk of the 80s. We're back to the full fat dairy because that's what the Maasai do. That's what all these cultures do. They prioritize the full fat, richest dairy that you can get. The full fat raw dairy is key of many fertility boosting nutrients such as riboflavin. This is a key B vitamin which helps to reduce rates of miscarriage by lowering homocysteine levels. Full fat dairy is also full of CLA, conjugated linoleic acid. This is a healthy type of fat that's been shown to have a plethora of health benefits, as well as, like I just mentioned, it's full of fat soluble vitamins like vitamins A, D, E, and K2. And this is all found within the fat of the dairy. I can't emphasize this enough. Please don't opt for the low fat dairy options because in regards to fertility, it's been shown that in a study involving almost 19,000 women that, quote, higher intake of low fat dairy foods may increase the risk of anovulatory infertility, whereas intake of high fat dairy foods may decrease this risk. Not to mention, the cholesterol and the saturated fat aren't foods to fear. In the full fat dairy, this is rich in cholesterol. This is rich in saturated fat. These are good things because these are the building blocks for sex hormones. They're quite literally essential. You need the cholesterol, you need the saturated fat. In the context of a healthy animal-based diet, these are very beneficial. So if you want healthy egg quality, and if you're a man out there, if you want healthy sperm quality, you need the dietary cholesterol, you need the healthy saturated fats. These are building blocks for having healthy eggs and healthy sperm. Again, I talked about this with Lily Nichols on our interview, and she talked about how these are so beneficial for developing healthy fertility. Go check out that past episode if you haven't seen it already.